Hello everyone and welcome. This video is my top 10 tips for starting out in 7 Days to Die. Let's get right to it. Number 1. Live in the right area. Now, there are 5 different biomes in 7 Days to Die. You have the forest, the desert, the snowy forest, the burnt forest and the wasteland. Now, if you're new to the game, I would very recommend living in the forest or the desert potentially. The other 3 areas for a new starter are a bit more of a challenge. You get more nasty zombies, so like the burnt zombies, you get more vultures, you get dogs more regularly, yetis, there's a lot more to it. If you have spawned in one of those 3 areas, I would probably recommend just either trying to run to if you can see like a desert or forest nearby, run to them. If not, just start a new game until you get a better spawn. Number 2, get the starter quest done. In the top right hand corner of the screen, you'll see it telling you to craft a bedroll, and what you need is the 10 plant fibres. Now, for all the starter quests, you need plant fibres, you'll need wood, you'll need stones, and you'll need feathers. So just run around and picking them up and doing the quests as you go. Press tab, they'll appear at the top of this whenever you get them. So if I just run around and to hit loads of these grass bits to get ourselves some plant fibre, tab, bedroll, craft, 10 seconds. Now what you want to do to get wood, you can run around and you can hit all the twigs as well. So you've got like, twigs here, that'll give you some wood. Make sure you pick all the stones you can as well. You're going to want to get extras, and also make sure you go to birds' nests and get all the feathers you can. And once you've done them all, you'll have some extra bits of items to make more clothing, extra arrows, stuff like that. But not only does it give you some starter items, it also gives you 4 skill points. So when you get your 4 skill points, you can spend them in whatever you want. I would recommend putting one straight away though into healing factor, because that will give you a bit of natural healing, whereas normally you won't be able to heal anything at all other than using items. The other 3 can go wherever you want, depending on how you want to play the game. Number 3, early combat. Make use of your bow and sneak attacks. If you stay crouched and if you're not aggro to the zombie, let's go hit, you will get a sneak attack bonus. Can be enough to kill him outright. This one didn't. So she's going to be aggro to us now. And what you can do, as long as it's a normal slow moving zombie like this, you can bait them into swinging. So if you get a bit close and then back up, and then go in for a second hit. They can sometimes hit you twice quickly, but later again. Heavy attack. Now the heavy attacks are good, very useful, but they will drain more stamina. So don't use them too much. Otherwise you might find yourself not being able to swing again, and also you might not be able to run away if you need to. Number 4, bleeding. Always make sure you keep a bandage and some aloe cream on your taskbar whenever you can to stop the bleeding. The bleeding will go away without using these, however it will take a lot of your health out before then, and if you've just been hit a few times by a zombie, it could just mean you're going to die. Now, to make a bandage, all you need is 2 cloth fragments. You can get cloth fragments by hitting cotton plants, because 1 cotton equals 1 cloth fragments, or you can go and into a building and you can salvage like curtains and mattresses, certain sofas and stuff like that as well. So as well as the bandage, you do have the aloe cream. As you can see, it stops bleeding. It'll give you some health back and some max health. You can find aloe cream in medical piles and cabinets and stuff like that, but if you are in a desert, you do find the aloe vera plant. If you harvest them and you get 4 aloe vera leaves, you can then make 1 cream. Number 5, infection. Sometimes getting hit by zombies will give you infection. At the bottom left of my screen, you'll see the 0.3%. That is me being affected by getting hit by a zombie. And as you see, I've got a mild infection at the moment. So no bad things at the moment. When it gets a bit higher, my stamina regeneration will be worse, and then it gets even higher. There's like minor, there's major, there's severe as well. So what you want to do is get rid of that. Now, there's 3 ways to get rid of it. You've got yourself antibiotics, which will remove 25% worth, herbal antibiotics, which will do 10%, or honey will do 5%. Now, with these 3, they all drop in the world. These rarer and these 2 a bit rarer. Honey you can actually farm yourself. Now, if you see tree stumps, harvest them, gives you a 40% chance of dropping honey. There you go, we got 1. So then you can just take that, if I use it now, and a little smiley face goes there, so it's actually going to go down rather than up now. And if I go on to this bit here, it will show you that antibiotic medicine 4.9%, so that's slowly going to go down, and as you see, it's already gone down a little bit as well. If I was at maybe 10%, I'd have to take one, and then as that runs out, take another one as well. Number 6, food poisoning and dysentery. Now, having food poisoning will cause your stomach to empty, you'll throw up everywhere, so your hunger will go right down. So you will need to eat again to fill it up again. Obviously, if you don't, you'll end up starving and dying. Certain food will have a higher food poisoning than others. So an old sham sandwich has 12%. This mixed stew, for example, has only 4%. So there's a good chance that you'll probably be alright with a mixed stew, but it's still a risk. To avoid the risk completely, you do have things like the tin food, so 0% food poisoning. These are the better ones, give you more stamina. So you can, just not eating that kind of stuff. You can also cook your own stuff, but even cooking stuff like boiled meat, they will also still give you food poisoning. A way to combat this though is you can take vitamins. If you take the vitamins for 12 minutes, you won't be able to have any diseases. That includes food poisoning as well. So then you can eat all your sham sandwiches you wanted. There's a 3% chance that drinking bottled water will give you dysentery. That will reduce all your water levels, and obviously you can die of thirst as well. To combat this, obviously 3% is not a bad chance. You can just go for the risk. Again, you could use the vitamins. However, yucca juice is great. So that will give you a lot more water and a 0 chance of getting dysentery. Now, all you need is 2 yucca fruit and a bottle of water. Now, in the desert, you can farm cactus. They'll give you yucca fruit and also the yucca plant itself. And then you can just go to yucca juice, craft. It takes a little while, but that's the best way of staying hydrated early game, especially in the desert. Another thing to help you with food poisoning, dysentery, especially early game, is the iron gut perk. So I usually put a point into this straight away as well, usually as one of my first 4. So your stomach and health isn't perfect, but it's better than the average waystander. So you actually reduce the amount of food and water you lose by doing things like harvesting and attacking as well. So that's great. But not only that, it reduces the food poisoning dysentery chance by 1%. So that way water's only 2% chance, and most of the regular food's going to be like 3% chance. Obviously it gets better as you go down as well. Number 7, do not over encumber yourself. Having a full inventory will just mean that you slow yourself down quite a lot while moving, sprinting as well. It'll burn stamina faster, and it'll be a lot more difficult to fight and indeed run away from zombies. Now, the way to combat this is if you're out and about, make yourself a nice chest. Just put it down wherever you want, and then you can start loading everything in there. Obviously making sure you keep all the stuff on you that you need, and then you can go on the map, save a waypoint, and just write chest. That way you won't lose it. So if you head back then to where your base is, you know that there's some items left over here, and then once you've emptied it out, you can just delete it afterwards. Number 8, wood frames. So wood frames are your friend. They're great. I mean, they can be used to cheese things. Say for example, this building here. Say for example, the loops on the roof. Rather than going through the whole place fighting all the zombies, we can build ourselves up to the top. And see, there are some there to fight there now. Equally, if I've fallen down already, they're great to get yourself back up again. Another way to use the frames, if you don't want to risk the fight, you can put a frame before a doorway or after it. Aggro a zombie, and if you don't kill it, they'll charge at you. Well, I say charge, look how slowly she's moving. Probably kill her with an arrow by now. They'll try to swing it up, but they'll jump up that and normally attack the thing above as well, so you can just hit them in the knees and kill them. You can pick it back up again as long as they don't do damage to it. And also, if you wanted to, you could upgrade it if you had harder zombies or more of them as well. Number 9, find yourself a nice little house to clear out. Not only do you want to get the loot from there and experience from killing the zombies, but you're also going to want to have somewhere safe where you can store your items and where you can go and raid other places as well. Once the place is clear, make sure you repair any holes, replace any doors. You can always upgrade them as well to make them a bit stronger. Then you want to put down your land claim block and a chest. Now the land claim block will mean that no zombies will spawn. It also means that if you put anything down such as a forge or a workbench and you want to move it to another base later on, you can do that. If I press E on it as well, you can go out and you can see the big area which is now yours, which no zombies will spawn in this area at all. Number 10, the trader. Now, when you complete your first missions and you get your skill points, after that you'll have a waypoint on the map which shows you where your nearest trader is. Now, you can head to him straight away if you want, however, you're better off having some stuff to sell. So after a day or two of looting buildings nearby where your starter base is, you'll have a few items which you don't need. They'll have a value on it as well, which show how much they're worth. You're better off building a bit of an inventory, head to the trader, then you're actually going to have some money to spend on the stuff he's selling. Make sure before you actually speak to the trader that you head around the whole compound, loot everything you can. You can't pick up anything like chairs to salvage and you can't destroy anything, but you can loot all the cabinets, anything like that. Also, each trader will have the forge, a cement mixer, a chemistry station and a workbench, which you can loot if they're destroyed. Otherwise you can just use them. There's a 25% chance when you loot one of these destroyed ones that you'll get the schematic yourself. This one I didn't, but 11 forged iron's great. They also have, and some of them, gun safes behind. Now if I had loads of lockpicks, you can actually open that as well. So once you've sold everything, make sure you go through all the bits and pieces carefully. Sometimes you'll miss things. You're better off just going through very carefully. And also don't forget the hidden stash as well. There'll be bits and pieces in there that you won't be on a normal menu. Equally, it tells you what day it restocks on. So if you come here on day 3, it will restock the next day. So you can also come back the next day if you wanted to. Also, if you have some money and you're thinking about buying some food directly from the trader, don't always check out the vending machines first. It is a lot cheaper. And there you go, 10 quick tips to help you start out in 7 days to die. Thanks for watching everyone, I hope it's helped, and don't forget to subscribe for more 7 Day to Die videos.